What's going on, everybody? GemMint back again with another statue unboxing and review. We have the new brown suit Wolverine premium format by SIDESHOW Collectibles. We're going to do an unboxing, an assembly, and a review. I'll let you know if it gets the GemMint seal of approval, and I'll pair it with its companion piece, the Sabretooth premium format, at the end of the video. Let's jump into this unboxing. All right, guys, here we go. One box, one layer. Here's everything underneath the box, wrapped in plastic. Let's remove that and expose all the pieces. So not that much going on. Going to be a pretty quick assembly. Number 38 out of 1,250 for the exclusive. Nice low number. Nice art on the bottom. And here we have the rocky, snowy tree bark base that pairs with the Sabretooth premium format. I feel like the rock and the snow is done really well. It's got good coloring and shading to it. The tree bark looks very realistic. So that looks good. Then we have the other piece of tree bark that has Wolverine's foot. They do tree bark so well in SIDESHOW pieces, from all the way back to the Wolverine vs. Hulk maquette. Love the snow on the bottom of the foot. Then you even have some kind of like snow spray on the boot as well. Nice leather texture and coloring on the boot. So that'll peg into the base, and then Wolverine's body will peg into his foot. And here's the body. So the controversial pose. Wolverine, arms extended, flying out. I tell you, the muscle definition looks great. The arm detail looks great. They kind of nailed that hairy arm look. You can see his veins on the biceps there. So nice color tones on those stocky arms, and nice texturing on the costume as well. You can see on the brown, you have a nice texture pattern to it. The yellow's a little bit more smoother. Love the snow on the bottom of the boots there. The big red X belt buckle. Wolverine flying through the air here. And then we have the two hands. So both fists wielding the claws. The claws are a little on the long side, and they're not metal. They're definitely like a resin or plastic type of material, but the same great texturing and detail on those gloves. You have like the wrinkles in the fabric there, and yeah, the gloves look good. Here we have the collector's edition portrait, the mask look, which is probably what I'll use. I love how big the fins of the mask are. The teeth look pretty decent. I also like how they hid the seam by making it look like it has its own collar, so that was a good look. But the teeth in the mouth look good. Not the best I've ever seen, but definitely didn't drop the ball. Digging the sculpt, I like it a lot. And then the exclusive portrait. I love that glare he's got, man. That 5 o'clock shadow looks great. The eye position looks good. The hair detail is amazing. The mutton chops. And I love when they do the unmasked portrait, but they have the mask just like peeled back and hanging on his back there. So that looks cool. Good job on the exclusive, but I don't know why I would not use the masked portrait. Before we get into the assembly, a quick shout out to the sponsor of this video, Dynamite Entertainment. Nick Barucci has been working with myself and a bunch of other content creators, so make sure you show him some love too. Go over to Dynamite's YouTube channel, subscribe over there, hit the notification bell. You'll get all the latest updates on The Boys, Vampirella, Red Sonja, Army of Darkness, and more. All right, base is on the table, so we'll go ahead and key in that tree bark and Wolverine's foot. And let's give it a quick spin so we can get a really good look at this base. I think they did a really good job. A lot of times collectors, we complain about how snow is done with statues, but I think it's got a nice hint of blue. It's got a nice touch of dirtiness to it, and the way that it's done is just realistic. It doesn't look like a glob of white whatever. It looks like snow. I think they did a good job on it. Tree bark looks great as usual, and then we'll key Wolverine into his foot that is on that piece of tree bark. He's getting ready to lunge forward. Here we go, putting on the hands and that collector's edition portrait. All right, so that looks nice, man. Let's go ahead and see him spinning around so we'll get a better look at what he looks like with this portrait. There we go. So the pose, a lot of people back and forth on the pose. Some people really dig it. Some people didn't like it whatsoever. I'll save my thoughts on that for the end of the video. But here's a good look at him with the collector's edition mask, lunging forward, arms outstretched, ready to pounce on Sabretooth. All right, now for the exclusive portrait. I dig it a lot, man. I do like it. I'm just such a fan of the masked look. It's so iconic to me. And then here we have Wolverine spinning with the exclusive portrait. Definitely killed it. Martin Canali, great sculpt on this piece altogether. Now the pose, we're going to speak about it. That's kind of really up to personal preference, I would say. So let's take a look at this piece in all its glory. All right, guys, here we have it. So first, let's talk about some dimensions. About 20.5 inches tall, 15 inches in width, and 14 inches in depth. Priced accordingly, man. $595 for the exclusive here, which they made 1,250 of. The collector's edition, $580, but 2,500 pieces. So it's probably not one that you're going to have to run out and buy right away. It should be in stock for a little while, but keep in mind, the Sabretooth did go out of stock. So, if you have that and you really want to pair it, you might want to consider that. So, overall thoughts on this. I don't think this piece has any flaws in the way that it's made. Like, the base looks good, Wolverine looks good, the sculpt is amazing, the paint is good, nothing like glaringly sticking out. The only thing on this piece that I've ever heard any kind of negative feedback from was the pose. Now, what's funny about this piece is that I was one of the first people to see this. When I went to Sideshow Con, it was one of the new reveals, and immediately I dug it. I was like, man, this is so dynamic. I love how it pairs with Sabretooth. The Logan Premium format kind of paired with Sabretooth, but really they had different bases. And I was shocked to see everyone in the Facebook groups like trashing this piece, literally making memes with him holding trash cans in his hands. But man, they did that with Silver Surfer as well, and a lot of people dig the Silver Surfer piece. So me, I always like the pose. I can kind of understand some people's critiques that he's like leaning backward while he's lunging forward. To me, Wolverine's a little guy. He's ready to launch himself off of this tree bark in order to lunge at Sabretooth. So that's what I got from this immediately. I think it pairs very well with that Sabretooth. I'm actually going to leave you with a shot of him and Sabretooth on the turntable together. And if you guys want some exclusive pictures, which include pics with Sabretooth, make sure to either follow me on Instagram or on Facebook, and then join the Facebook group Geminites if you guys want to continue the discussion or just talk about comic books, collected editions, and statues. So to me, it gets the Gem Mint seal of approval. It's priced right. It's got a great dynamic pose. And like I said, pairs well with another one of my pieces that I really dig. So those are my thoughts on it. Thanks for watching. Stay minty fresh. Peace.